The Pumpkin Pie Churro 2025 Halloween time at Cozy Cone #1 in Carsland. Let's dig in. And there it is, an updated version of our Pumpkin Pie Churro. Let's dig in. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Spread Some Magic 1928. I have another Halloween time treat from the Disneyland Resort during the 2025 Halloween time, and it is the Pumpkin Pie Churro. This churro is found at Cozy Cone #1 in Carsland and Disney's California Adventure. It's a traditional churro, so it's going to be rolled in regular cinnamon and sugar, and then it says it is topped with pumpkin cream and pie crumbles. Reviewers have said the pumpkin cream tastes like pumpkin pie. So, do something I've never tried before. I've got pumpkin pie filling, and it says to make pumpkin pie, you do pumpkin pie filling, a can of evaporated milk, and eggs. So I'm going to mix these two. We're not going to add the eggs because we're going to be eating it without cooking it. And then the pictures show like a white, almost like a whipped cream. So I am going to put just a little bit of whipped cream on it. This is going to come out much bigger than the pictures show. But it does look like whipped cream, and you put whipped cream on pumpkin pie, so why wouldn't you do it? And then it says pie crumbles, but it looks like graham cracker crumbles. So I've got a little bit of melted butter. I've got some crushed graham crackers here. I'm gonna add to this, not all of them, probably not that much to start. And then maybe about a teaspoon of sugar. And then I'm gonna cook these crumbles in the air fryer while I cook my churro. So it'll get a little bit crispy, but that's all you do to make a graham cracker crumb crust. It's basically butter, sugar, and graham cracker crumbs. So I am gonna cook the churro. I'm gonna cook these crumbs and mix these up, and then we'll be back to assemble. All right, I've got our churros here. And now, to be transparent, I am not the biggest pumpkin pie fan, so I might have just messed this whole thing up. Because we didn't, I think maybe you have to bake this first before you can pipe it on, but then it's too solid. I don't know. This was way too loose. I was mixing the pumpkin pie filling with the evaporated milk. Tasted good, but we can't pipe it. So I added whipped cream to thicken it up. So we're gonna try that. I'm not sure, it's still pretty darn loose, but we're gonna give it a try. However, my idea with the pie crust stuff worked. Win some, lose some. I did actually get a piping bag set. I just haven't washed and played around with it yet. So, oh, yep, it's still too loose, but I think it'll serve our purposes. And then crumble the pie on top, pie pieces. Oops, that's okay. We forgot about the whipped cream. We'll just put that right there. The Pumpkin Pie Churro 2025 Halloween time at Cozy Cone #1 in Carsland. Let's dig in. Cheers. Ooh, pumpkin pie piece. There we go. That's really, really good. It's not exactly pumpkin pie. Maybe it's better. Again, not the biggest pumpkin pie fan. And I know my cream is too loose. I thought about doing pumpkin pudding, which you could do, and I think that would work brilliantly. But ironically, one box of pumpkin pudding was more expensive than all that I'll probably will make into a pumpkin pie at this point. This is delicious. These pie crust crumbles though, and that is the best part of the whole thing. All right, we are back with an update. I went ahead and made a pumpkin pie. I had all that stuff left over. I did it with a graham cracker crust, kind of how Disney implied theirs to be. First time use. I know I'm doing this wrong, but why don't we give it a shot? These piping bags. So I'm going to scoop out the pie with no crust. I will say also that Disney's was very light in color. Oh, isn't that pretty? Did it. Okay. And now we have the pie crumbs, which I did cook separate. Yeah, I probably could use this, but they're softer having sat in the fridge. And again, it was like almost like a cream glaze instead of a whipped cream on there, but we're just gonna put a little whipped cream here. Oops, should shake that more. And there it is, an updated version of our pumpkin pie churro. Let's dig in. It always just falls off. Make sure we get some pie crust, a little bit of whipped cream, so much better. If you don't want to make pumpkin pie, I would get pumpkin pudding. If you have pumpkin pie and you're not a huge pumpkin pie fan, this is so much better. I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan, but this is delicious. I'm wondering if you could bake pumpkin pie without a crust. I'm gonna look into it because that would be worth baking to put on a churro bar or to have it like this instead of a pie. Like just bake the middle and then pipe it onto warm churros. And I know I'm still putting crust on top, but it's just so much better than pumpkin pie. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by today. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And spread some magic wherever you are. Until next time.